Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be ranking my favorite drawing programs for pixel art. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Moss and I'm creating a game where a duck and a platypus are saving the world from an alien invasion. So without further ado, let's get started. First program we have on the list is Adobe Photoshop. Photoshop is the industry standard and by far the most versatile software you can have. If you're a digital artist, photographer, or want to do some photo manipulation, you can do that. It recently even got integrated with AI, so they're keeping up with the latest technology. There is very little this software can do, and it's very much optimized for pixel art. And what I really like about it is that it makes it very easy to switch from a regular brush to a pencil brush. And that's it, literally 2 clicks and you're good to go. That being said, there are some key aspects that I don't like in its workflow. So the first one is the tile sets. Creating tile sets in Photoshop is very manual and requires a lot of extra steps where you have to literally copy and paste a lot just to create a simple scene. And the second one is the animation. It has a good workflow, but it can get a little messy with larger files. The issue with it is that you don't have a clear visual of which layer is holding the animation, and the workflow for adding new layers get really annoying at times. Also, if you're adding a layer at the beginning, you have to do an extra step to remove all of that layer from all of the other nodes. Overall, I think it's a solid program with literally no ceiling to grow. It gets an A tier just because the tile sets workflow is in there. Otherwise, it would have been an S tier for me. Second program is Corel Painter. And I absolutely love this program. It's one of my first introduction to digital painting and one of the best programs that make you feel like a painter. The brush feels very organic and everything about it looks very familiar. The layout is good and resembles Photoshop very much. Also, their team is very open with the community and take community feedback very seriously. But I think it's lacking a little bit for pixel art application. Suffering from the same issues as Photoshop, it's missing very essential tools for game artists. That being said, it's a program that doesn't get enough press and I'm extremely biased since it was the program that got me to digital painting. So this one actually gets a C. I wish they had something built in to get you using pixel art right away, but at the current iteration of the program, it's very hard to even start with pixel art. Third program on the list is Pixel Edit, and it's one of those programs that has so much potential, but has so many flaws. It's the cheapest out of everything I've used, and the workflow is amazing. It gets you going right away. The color picker and switching between shades is so intuitive and it makes sense. It has great workflow for animation and a very good system to create sprites and tiles. My only gripe with this program is that most of the time I end up fighting with it. Like when you have many layers, the program just can't keep up with it and the shortcuts just don't register anymore. It really takes you out of the flow and I find myself very frustrated that I'm trying to press B to get the brush and it just doesn't switch back. Also, this is a big one. It hasn't got any updates for a really long time. And at the time of recording this video, this is the current statement on the website, which took many clicks to find. So if you're starting out and want a cheap yet powerful program to get going, this could be an option, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend it at this current state. Hopefully we get a stability update that can make it a great program as it should. I really want it to be a B, but because of its instability, it sits at a C for me. Next one is aprite. And this is a fact, my aprite anniversary is coming really soon. One day I was talking to one of my friends and showing him my workflow, and I used Photoshop 90% of the time, and when I wanted to do some animation, I switched to pixel edit. And one of the things that I was missing is the onion skin. It really helps so much when making animation and just stops the guessing work. So when I started to use aprite, I found myself using Photoshop less and less. And honestly, I don't see why it couldn't be the gold standard for pixel art. If you're on the fence, I highly recommend it. You should really give it a try. One of the things that grew on me was the layout. I disliked it at first because I'm used to Photoshop, but when you start doing animation, everything kind of clicks. It really helps you as an artist to get from point A to point B without any bloat or fluff. The new tile system in the latest update is so robust. You can build levels inside the program with no issues, and I have shown that in some of my other videos. One of the things that is very important for me is stability, and I can safely say that this program has been very good. It enables you to stay engaged and push you to your best potential. So this one sits at an S tier for me. Next on the list is Pixaki. If you're a person who primarily use iPads to paint and want to explore a good software for pixel art, this is the one for you. It's a little bit pricey for a software you can only use on a tablet, but if you're using a tablet for creativity, this is the best bang for your buck. It has robust animating tools and everything you can expect from a good pixel art program, like having pixel perfect and dither brushes. You can create tiles, but similar to Photoshop, you can't paint on the master tile and they just wouldn't update live. So for this reason, this makes it to the A tier. I really like the workflow of it, and it's a great addition if you're using an iPad. Next is Procreate. Similar to Pixaki, this program is a godsend, and I dare to say it's one of the main reasons artists buy iPads rather than buy an Wacom tablet, because of how versatile it can be with this program. I have so many friends that create stunning illustrations with it, and I have used it to doodle and come up with concepts, but since I'm primarily a PC user, I don't use it as much as I want to. This program is a bit of an outlier because to get it to create pixel art correctly, you have to do so many steps. And it's not just like a simple 2 clicks like Photoshop. You need to adjust your canvas, create a custom brush, and you just need to have a very different workflow from any other program. So technically you can use it and it will be usable, but I personally didn't enjoy the workflow despite seeing many people create stunning pictures on YouTube. And if you guys have any good guys, please let me know in the comment section. Since it doesn't come with a pixel art brush out of the box and it can be a little bit confusing for new people, I found myself fighting with the program a lot more than trying to paint. So this one sits at a B tier for me. Next on the line is GIMP. GIMP is a free alternative to Photoshop. It's a good program to get started as it offers complete digital art solutions similar to Photoshop and Corel Painter. It has animation feature, but it's a little bit harder to use as it only animates layers and not frames. So to create an animation, you have to duplicate your sprite and edit and repeat. It's not very practical and takes so many clicks, which leads to a lot of errors. And after all of that, you still need to manually create your sprite sheet. So that workflow can be a little bit frustrating. And really, you want the programs used to do a little bit of work for you, not the other way around. Honestly, this program could have been a B if you could create a decent animation with it, but since it's a very important feature, it sits at a C for me. And lastly, Microsoft Paint. This is the king of pixel art, and everyone probably used it one way or another. I have seen people use it to create stunning work, but in all seriousness, there are a lot of great programs that can get you actually enjoying the process and give you that moment of discovery. They have added different features lately that make it look like it's upgraded, but once you start using it, some basic features are just not there. Like they added the layer feature, which is great, but you can't control the opacity or fill a color using a lasso tool. And that's why we're grading MS Paint in its own category, as honestly I think it's the GOAT. And this is my final ranking of these programs. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you're currently using to create your art pieces. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far and you're interested in optimizing things and becoming better, I've created a new Discord server for like-minded people who want to take this journey to the next level, and you can find it in the description below. If you like this video, please leave it a like and a comment. It really helped me with the algorithm and help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this video as well. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, just take it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.